ID card, okay? Now you can get the DOD ID card. I personally don't have one because I'm also a federal employee, so I don't. That's just my life, okay? I'm in and out of Fort Belvoir all the time. I don't like it. Anyways, I do have a VA ID card, and so that's one. That's one I'm probably gonna hit on. And recently, so every year, my friends and I on the Marine Corps birthday, this happened. This is like 5, 6 years in a row. We always go camping somewhere. My friend flew in from Italy this year just to go camping. So that's like, I'm telling you, we take the Marine Corps birthday seriously around here, okay? And we go camping. And this year was in the Shenandoah National Park up in the mountains. And I roll in, and they all had to pay, I think it was $20 for parking. And what did I have? I didn't plan on it. I had my VA ID card on me, and I was like, well, I'm a P&T veteran, do I have to pay? And guess what? I didn't have to pay, right? So is that $20 life-changing to me? No. But now I got to tell my friends, hey, I know y'all are P&T too. You should get off your butt and go get an ID. You can actually do it online. So like, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do that, right? But little small things like that. Now, if I wasn't a federal employee, let's say I wanted to go to Fort Belvoir Commissary, I wanted to go to the PX because they have TV sales, and we know you don't pay taxes on base, right? And so that $2,000 TV, you're going to save a few $100 on taxes just by itself, which is awesome, right? And so that ID will get you on base if you want to go shop at the commissary, or for whatever reason you want to go back to base. I would recommend you just stay away personally, but but hey, some people just like that life, especially in Quantico, because I'm in Virginia. A lot of people live in Q-Town. It's like the civilian. It's a weird place, and we have retirees that live on Quantico, and they're just about that life. They're all the time, right? But they have they probably have their VA ID or the DOD ID card. It's just good to have in your pocket. Do you have anything to add on this?
Yeah,
it's something that's super small, but there's these moments where it will come in clutch. It's like,
right.
Oh, well, I got
yeah,
this.
yeah, totally. So this is the new one.
Pulled it out,
for DOD. So this is the DOD one. They got, for those that remember the old school DOD ID cards where your picture's in the middle and it's just laminated. I thought that was hokey back then. I was like, really? This is it. This is the ID card. All right. So anyway, so they've updated them, and they're solid. Now, here's the funny thing. You have to remember that people are people, and you're not going to get the same, unless you go to Starbucks, you're pretty much not going to get the same service at each installation. And what I'm going to get to here, Clay, is you're going to go get an ID card at an installation. Different people are going to require maybe different things. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you go on cac.mil, okay, so common access cards, right? cac.mil, the next generation uniform services ID cards, it states that you can get the card I just showed you if you're a 100% disabled veteran. Doesn't say anything about P&T. It just says 100% disabled veteran. My ID card that I have, on the top of it says 100% disabled veteran. Doesn't say P&T. So what I'm saying to you is if you're 100%, you may be able to go into a facility and they may get you a card. Or they may say, kick rocks, you need to be permanent and total. I don't own that organization. I don't tell them what to do. I'm just saying, depending on where you go, you might get a different result. So if at first you don't succeed, maybe try another place and see what happens if you're dead set on trying to get a DOD ID card. Now, why do you want a DOD ID card? Well, one, for me, I'm kind of an ID junkie. So I feel like I'm Jason Bourne or something, man. I just, so I kind of like ID cards. I don't know why. So I like it for just to have it. Two, I like that it's a DOD. And like Clay, at one point I was a contractor and I had my CAC card with a little green line on it that indicated that I was working for the Army, but as a contractor, I wasn't really in the Army, but it said Army on it, right? So So I had that. So I didn't necessarily need anything else because I could get on bases and stuff anyway. The rules to access base for MWR, commissary, PX, BX, the gas station, right? All of these things changed about, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, 6 years, 7 years. I don't know. It's been a while now, to where if you're a disabled veteran with a VA ID card, you could get onto a base. Now they run a soft kind of background check to make sure you're not crazy, and then they allow you to get on, and then that's usually good for a year, and then like every year you got to update it to that specific base. Every base you have to do that on the ones you're going to be going to often, and that's great. Maybe that's all you need. However, let's say your spouse wants to go on base and go shopping at the commissary, and you don't want to go. Well, guess what? You got to take them because you're the card holder with your VA ID card. But if you go get your DOD ID, well, now you can get your spouse an ID too, and you could stay home or go golfing while they go to the commissary or the PX or whatever it is. So that would be a good reason for that. I like it because it just feels a little more legit when you're, if you're doing airline stuff, if you're, I don't know, whatever. If you ever need to show if you get pulled over, that type of stuff, I just feel a little better giving them that one than my VA ID card. So super solid. But I think that the biggest piece is the fact that you can get your spouse and your dependent children of age an ID card, which is good for them. So that would be my take on all of that, Clay.